We're taking it back.
Hey guys, FrozenNexus here, and this video is going to be talking about why DPS is not everything. As you can see, I do have a pretty high DPS for the fact of that I have hardly any high-end gear. I've just been so busy recently that I haven't been able to play a lot. I normally hop on, do my dailies, maybe kill a few bosses in the dark zone, and then I get on my second account to try and level that to 30. But let's take a look at the Vector real quick. It is doing 11.5k damage per shot. Okay, that is a lot of damage per shot. But if you look at my If you look at my Scar, that's doing 8,818. Well, actually, how about I compare here? I'm gonna take all my mods off this real quick, just so I can compare it to a gun that is closer to the Scar, like an ACR. So here, real quick, I'm just going to throw all the attachments I had on the Scar, or yeah, on the Vector on here. So you can see it does 7,177 damage per shot. But if you look at the Scar, it's doing 8,818. The difference comes from the RPM. If you look at the RPM, that's the only difference between a mag size of 2. Over these two guns, I would use the Scar because you're doing more damage per shot. Even though it has a slightly lower DPS, you will still take out an enemy in less shots rather than having to put in those few extra shots with the ACR. Because RPM, while it's great, it also makes the gun, jolt more and go up more. With a Scar, or well, with any gun in the game, your chances of killing an enemy are better if you have to shoot them less. So even if the DPS is a little bit better, well, obviously in this situation the ACR doesn't have better DPS, but what I'm trying to say is even if because the DPS of the damage per shot did not change when I put different modifiers on it. So if you have a gun that does a little bit more DPS but you have another gun that does more damage, I would definitely go with the gun that does more damage, solely because if you have to shoot an enemy less, you're going to have a better time. You don't really want to be staying out long enough to just keep laying into the enemy and having to readjust your shot because the RPM's driving it everywhere. And if you look at the guns, the accuracy on them is barely changing. You can see the little green arrow or green bar right there. That's hardly any better accuracy, but you're doing so much less damage, over 1,000 less damage per shot, and that really does add up. So just keep that in mind when you're building your weapons. DPS is not always the most important factor. Damage is, but as always, play with the guns that makes you happy. And that's really it for this video. Thanks for your time, guys, and peace out.